It was unlike any ordinary day when I went to go see Alien Romulus. I had to go with my friends since my wife doesn't like scary movies, but through the film, I could taste the nostalgia in the air, everyone glued to the screen like they found love for the first time. But right when we think the film's about to end, Fede Alvarez decides to throw us a curveball unlike any curveball I've ever seen, with a spoonful of scoliosis and what looks like a painful growth spurt. The Offspring. In this video, I'm going to go over a really well-constructed theory I found on Reddit about the Offspring, and I think it's one of my favorite theories I've found so far. Then I'm going to talk about what is possible for the franchise in the future because of this new Xenomorph-human hybrid. Don't like and subscribe yet because I need to earn that crap. The Offspring at the end of Alien Romulus doesn't just have human-like features, but it also resembles the engineers that were shown in Prometheus. The reason why this humanoid alien that Kay Harrison gives birth to resembles an engineer is due to what biologists call an atavism. These are modifications of a biological structure whereby an ancestral genetic trait reappears after having been lost through evolutionary change in previous generations. Human fetuses have a range of features that are atavistic, most notably a tail that disappears at 8 weeks to become the tailbone. Adult engineers share a lot of similarities with human fetuses already, which points to a greater range of atavisms, revealing humans' evolutionary history in the alien universe. We know from Prometheus that human life was seeded on Earth by an engineer drinking the black goo, so that their genetic material would eventually proliferate in various forms to eventually produce sentient life, which would be the human beings. Engineers lack body hair. They have pale, almost translucent skin, and they have black-gray eyes, all of which resemble a human fetus. However, the engineers in Alien Covenant are slightly different as their eyes aren't as dark and resemble normal human eyes. Either way, the lack of hair and their paler complexion are still observable. The Offspring retains all of these features, but interestingly, it also lacks the digitigrade leg structure and does notably plantigrade like regular humans, unlike the Neomorph from Alien Covenant, which leans toward more digitigrade. Unlike the Neomorph, which has a full life cycle like the Xenomorph, where it comes from egg sacs that release airborne spore-like motes, instead of a Xenomorph egg. The Offspring instead results from a mutation of a human fetus, which is likely in the first trimester, given Kay's morning sickness and the fact that she still has a flat stomach. In conclusion, the Offspring alien from Alien Romulus is the result of a pregnant Kay Harrison injecting a sample of Z01 into her neck, which then acted on her unborn fetus, preserving atavistic engineer features and incorporating both human and xenomorph ones as well. Ultimately, this leads to a premature pregnancy, when the Offspring still instinctually seeks to be breastfed by the mother. I am fairly confident that the Offspring does breastfeed. It's not super clear in the film because the Offspring does have a more motile second mouth, whereas the normal xenomorphs only have a rigid one. Now, if you're paying attention, Kay touches her chest and finds black goo, which we guess is supposed to be whatever breast milk the creature is going to consume. Additionally, while it is feeding, it's growing in size, so the milk does allow it to grow, which does in fact make sense. Now, the Offspring can act as a stepping stone into other types of hybrids down the line that were shown in the comics. And here's one that is really interesting that I really want to share with you guys. This one is called the Terminator-Xenomorph Alien Hybrid. In Aliens vs. Predator vs. the Terminator-Xenomorph hybrid serves as one of the central antagonists as Skynet's ultimate weapon. It unleashes in a final bid to destroy both the remnants of humanity and the predator species. The hybrid's introduction significantly escalates the stakes of the conflict, as it poses a near unstoppable threat to both the human and predator forces. The series follows a group of survivors, including Ellen Ripley and a predator, as they attempt to thwart Skynet's plan and stop the hybrid before it can wipe them all out. Since this hybrid combines both the Terminator franchise and the Alien franchise, it's very unlikely that it will happen on the big screen, but it's not impossible. The Terminator is owned by Studio Canal, which is a French production and distribution company. The company is a subsidiary of the Canal Plus group owned by Vivendi. The Alien franchise is owned by 20th Century Fox, which was bought by Disney because Disney just wants to buy the entire world at this point. One way that this might be able to happen is if Disney decides to buy out Studio Canal, then they'll have no problem with putting that on the big screen. But on the other hand, looking at what they already did with the Alien vs. Predator stuff, I'm not quite sure they want to do that again. Although Fede Alvarez did just reveal his pitch for a new Alien vs. Predator movie that he wants to do. So with the right director, it might be able to be done. Another way that they might be able to pull this off on screen is if they kind of rip out all the Terminator stuff and focus solely on their universe, but build something similar to that using synthetic hybrids instead of Terminator hybrids, which would be really interesting, but I'd like to hear your thoughts on that one. With creating a synthetic xenomorph hybrid, they might be able to incorporate similar storylines from the comic and just put that into this new idea that I literally just created just now. The Terminator hybrid is created by introducing Terminator technology into the Xenomorph's life cycle. Xenomorphs are traditionally born from the facehuggers, which attaches to a host organism and implants an embryo that later bursts forth as a xenomorph. In this case, Skynet alters the process by introducing cybernetic elements to the developing xenomorph, effectively merging the biological with the mechanical and granting the hybrid additional abilities. The hybrid has the formidable physical strength and durability as Terminator, making it extremely difficult to destroy by conventional means. Unlike typical xenomorphs which operate on animalistic instinct, the hybrid has enhanced intelligence and strategic thinking due to its integration with Terminator technology. The hybrid retains the xenomorph's corrosive acid blood, which can eat through almost any material, including the advanced metals used in Terminator construction. It is also equipped with built-in weaponry, similar to that found in the OG Terminators, such as advanced targeting systems, plasma weapons, and other cybernetic enhancements. Despite its mechanical enhancements though, the hybrid retains the xenomorph's agility, speed, and ability to move silently, making it an effective hunter and killer. And finally, the hybrid retains the xenomorph's reproductive ability, allowing it to propagate its kind through hosts, although it is unclear if their offspring would possess the same hybrid traits. I think if they were to create a synthetic xenomorph hybrid, it would have a different level of intelligence depending on how they are able to program it after it's made. Or perhaps the hybrid would have a chip slot in their neck, just like the regular synthetic, so that they would be able to kind of program it to be how they want it to be. So they can program it to be a friendly hybrid and just kill all the xenomorph army. You know, I don't know. I'm just going on some sort of side quest with this one. But swap your thoughts in the comments if you can come up with a theory that's better than the ones I just said. I dare you. Well, I've swapped my thoughts, but if you want to see my thoughts on Alien Romulus, then click up here and I will see you there.